own list because they know you, they trust you, they love you. If, with one caveat, if your product is fantastic. If your product is not fantastic, you better improve your product because, frankly, the easiest thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to improve your product. The hardest thing to do is to get customers. So if your product is on the weak side, improve your product, work on the product, hire editors, do what you have to do if it's an information product. If it's a non-information product, hire engineer. Whatever you have to do, improve that. That's easy. The problem is getting people to raise their hand or buy your product or send money in the mail for your product. So if you're getting too many returns on your guarantee, a lot of people are afraid of guarantees. If you have too many returning the product, that's good news for you because you know that you have to improve the product. You don't want anybody's money, do you, if they're unhappy with your product? They'll never buy anything from you again. It's wasting your time, their time. Probably going to go to every agency, as they should, Better Business Bureau, everybody, and complain about you, and they should, because they're unhappy with what you gave them. Make the customer happy. Astonish the customer. My goal is to astonish the customer with value. Always astonish. If my client has a product that needs great improvement, if it's a terrible product, I won't mark. But if it needs improvement, I tell them, improve that product or I resign. I'm not going to do it. Improve the product. It's got to be improved. So the client knows. See, one of the good things when you don't need clients, you can tell them anything. You know, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm going to tell a person the truth. I tell them, if you want somebody to tell you what you want to hear, you have the wrong guy. If you want somebody to tell you how I see it, that's what you're paying me a lot of money for, I'm going to tell you how I see it. And if it needs improving, I'll tell you. Okay, the 5 essential ingredients of a good letter are, number 1, clarity. Number 2, flow. Number 3, believability. Number 4, close. You've got to close the letter just like you do a sales presentation. You know all the stories about the salesman that goes out, makes friends with a customer, shakes everybody's hand, never asks for the order, doesn't get any orders. The same in direct mail. A lot of people, they're afraid to close. You got to tell the person, at the end of this message, please take out your Mont Blanc pen and sign your name. Press hard. Sign your name to this order form and write your check for $3.5 million. That's 3500. In other words, you've got to be specific. Close the sale and be proud of it. I mean, that's what most salesmen are. They're ashamed of the product. If you're ashamed of the product, something's wrong with the product. I have a lot of professional speakers come to my seminars. Most professional speakers, they don't do a very good job in the US of marketing their products because they're not really proud of their products. They think it's beneath them to sell products. And I tell people, you are doing your audience, if your product is great and your audience loves your message, they're going to want more. If your product is great, they're going to want to take it home with them. So be proud of it that people have a chance for peanuts to extend, if they like your message, to extend their education with you. And that's how you ought to approach it. And so that a person's got to make a big mental switch if they feel, well, you know, I've got this book, but it's in the back of the room. That's how a lot of speakers, I couldn't believe it. Once in my seminars, 3 former presidents of National Speakers Association, one of them had no product at all. I couldn't believe it. In fact, I'll tell you who it is. It's the late Bill Gove. You know, Bill Gove, he made 15,000, what do they call it, the after dinner thing, the keynote speeches. 15,000, never sold a product. And I got him, when he came to me, I got him to write a book with the help of a ghostwriter on how to be a great platform speaker, because he's a great joke teller and everything. And it's his legacy to the world. I mean, he did a great job. He was one of America's great speakers. Anyway, you've got to be proud of your product and show it in your copy and show it when you talk about it. When you go to the Chamber of Commerce and make a speech, that's what comes across. If you're proud of it, it shows. If you're not, it shows. Okay. Before you sit down, you want to know the secrets of really writing great copy? Here's what I do. You ready? You be rested. In other words, don't write copy if you've had like 1 hour sleep. Try to delay it if at all possible. Get a good night's sleep, be rested, cut off the phone, eat sparingly. Don't try to write copy in the afternoon if you've had a huge buffet lunch with a family that day and you've kind of overeaten, because you feel groggy, don't you, after a big meal? Count your blessings. This is what I do every day. I count my blessings. I thank the good Lord for my health, for my fantastic relationship with Bethany, for my children, for my friends, for my clients, for the freedom that I have in my life, for all the places I travel, all the places I live, for all my material possessions. I just give great thanks for the limited skills that I have in sports that I've done so much with, because I'm a marathon runner, I just keep at it, and I just count my blessings. And exercise moderately, and by that I mean take a nice walk in the park perhaps. Swim a few laps if you're by a swimming pool. Exercise, ride your bicycle along the shore if you're or in a nice area, or in the woods, or in the Black Forest, wherever you are. Exercise moderately. And then you're almost ready to write copy. But to write an effective sales letter, you must prepare yourself by getting into a peak emotional state. And this is what I do. I want to be in a peak emotional state. If I've just had a letter that morning from the Inland Revenue or from the IRS that I'm going to have a full audit of my books and records in the next 60 days, or I have a major ticket that comes to be in the mail, because in Switzerland they have these things where it's automatic. You get these tickets for speeding. I got this ticket. Or perhaps somebody in my family has a failing grade on a major subject. Or a key assistant has just given their notice, because when they're around me, a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, They've given their notice. I'm going to lose a very valuable assistant. You're not in a great emotional state, are you? But that's part of life. Isn't this what happened? Well, if I've got to write copy that afternoon, what do I do? What do you do? You think you're going to sit down and write this beautiful copy? No, and you need to have it by tomorrow morning. So I need to get myself, so I'm going to share with you something that you think at first I may be a little bit crazy, but this is what I found. Most everything that I've ever done in my life has been hard for me, not easy. I've studied. I got my teeth kicked in. I made mistakes. But I learned this, what I'm about to share with you, in one day, and in one day I changed my whole life, because I found how I can change my emotional state from down to up. Would you like to do that? And so that when you're writing copy and when you want to get yourself really revved up for things, you can do it. So I'm going to ask you to do a little exercise with me, and we're all going to get our emotional state up. Don't we need it? Don't we all need to be up a little bit? And so I would like you to turn to I would like you to turn to page 26 of the workbook. But you can quickly turn and have that in front of you. But what we're going to do is, and bear with me on this, anybody that has any physical problems that doesn't want to do it doesn't have to participate, but I guarantee it's going to change your life. Nobody will be embarrassed. Everybody please stand up. And we're going to do a few of these affirmations. This is what I do. Bethany, when she hears me doing these affirmations, she knows I'm ready to write copy. And, okay, the first one's very simple. I'll say it, and then we'll all say it together. I feel terrific.
I feel terrific.
Okay, that's about a C minus. How about let's really get this level really up. Come on, let's blow the lid off this incredible facility. I feel terrific. Okay, that's B. Now I want to go to an A level, but we're going to add one thing to it. It's going to just make a huge difference. At the end of the I feel terrific, we're going to look straight up, and we're going to put our hands up like this, and we're going to look as silly as our comfort zone allows us, okay? So here we are. Ready? All together. I feel terrific. And now we're going to add one more thing. One more time. We're going to add, I feel terrific. Yes. I feel terrific. Yes! Well, that's pretty silly. Pretty silly. How about even sillier? But let's go to the other one, the next one. I can